All right, do the deed.
I've been dealing with hair loss for, at this point, like 10 years, I would
Yeah.
say. I had like a pretty solid hairline for, up through my first 2 years at college. And then one day, my first college girlfriend, I was hanging out at her house, and she just like very like directly, nonchalantly was like, your hair is looking a little thin in the front. And I never even like thought about my hair in that way up until then. That also coincided with her actually ending up cheating on me and breaking up with me. Unfortunately for me, like I realized at that point that I was losing my hair. Slowly at that time, it was like just the very beginning in like the aftermath of that really shitty breakup. I developed this really bad habit of just like scratching my head a lot. So I would like be doing, studying in the library or something, and I would catch myself scratching my head and look down and be like, oh shit, there's like, 20, 30 little fibers of hair on
I
my
see.
on my paper.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I definitely didn't help myself by speeding up that process. For the next few years in college, I struggled a bit, just kind of coming to terms with the fact that I was losing my hair. But I didn't actually take any time to do any research on it. Did a pretty good job of recognizing it, but not allowing it to kind of like define me. Going into the workforce and stuff, I was a teacher. Friends and adults will be very respectful about it.
Yeah.
They won't point it out to you. But kids, like 12, 13, 14-year-olds that you're working with every day, they'll just walk right up to you and be like, oh, why are you losing your hair? Like, what's that all about? I've never seen someone so bald like you. And so it
Yeah.
kind of like put that back in my head a little bit, and I became more conscious of it. It was just falling out on its own at that point. So that was, just kind of a real reminder of what was happening. In 2015, so like you said, we've got some things in common. I went to Korea to teach. The culture there is, people are very upfront, will point things out to you. The similar thing I had when I was teaching in school in the States, in Korea, they would talk about my hair because, generally speaking, Korea is very homogenized. Koreans have pretty good hairlines. And
Yes. Yeah.
so it's funny, like sometimes it would come out in very endearing ways where they'd be like, oh, you look like, are you Jason Statham? Are you Jason Statham's like stunt double? Because like,
Yeah.
I can rock a beard, and I've got like a decent, shape and all that. But, you're just being reminded of all the time. I didn't let it affect me like professionally or anything like that. It was definitely something I was always aware of once it started. And it got to the point where I would try to, like, in restaurants, sit like with my back to the wall sort of thing. Like the crown of my head was starting to go.
Yeah.
It's pretty far gone now. So I was just like more aware of spacing, where the back of my head was in relation to like crowds or other people. Trying to do the thing where you just like make sure it's all in the right place to cover all the right spots. Cracked a lot of jokes about it when it was brought up, and I tried to kind of like embrace it with humor. My second year in Korea, I decided to actually, do something about it. So I started taking minoxidil in the form of like the foam,
Yeah.
Rogaine, and finasteride. So I was taking both at the same
Okay.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did some research and realized, oh, there's a chance that I could maybe grow some hair back, or at least like stop the process. I had to wait to like take my once a year trip back to the States, basically to stock up on that
Stock
stuff.
up. Yeah.
Yeah. And I did. I went home. I spent like $300 and on a year's worth of everything, and went back, and I was good about it. But it just didn't take for me. I was like an adult. I was out meeting people and hanging out with, friends and stuff. And I hated like at the end of the night to have to like go home and just do that like routine that seemed like it was kind of just grasping at straws for something that didn't really need to be done. And it felt like money wasted. And I started to get in shape. And so like the last 6 months, especially, I'm definitely in the best shape I've ever been in my life at 30. So that feels really good. It's something that I've wanted to embrace for a long time. And I've said that I'm going to do. I'm more honestly anticipating like the feeling as opposed to the look. Like
Yeah.
I'm more looking forward to how I'm going to feel knowing that I've done it, as opposed to how I'm going to look after having done it.
Let's go. Should we just buzz it? Think it'd be all right? Yeah, let's just do that. Okay. All right, we're just gonna buzz it. Let's crack a beer. It's an inaugural moment. All right, do the deed. This is day one. I need to sip a beer. Oh man, can see it. I want to feel it. That's definitely the shortest it's been in like 10 years. When I got buzz cuts in high school. I did decide like 5 years ago that if I ever got to the comb over point, that would be the absolute tipping point for me, where I would just do it.
Like if you were thinking about doing it?
If I recognized that I had a comb over, if I ever woke up one morning and was like, I am legitimately combing my hair over to cover bald spots, I was just gonna, I say I was just gonna do it, but I waited this long to do it anyway, so.
Yeah.
Definitely have to go shorter. Do I look like a changing man? Not yet changed, but changing? Or do I look despicable?
Don't look at it.
I'm not.
You don't look despicable, what?
Despicable me.
Oh, like the bad guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Take a look?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Wow.
It doesn't look bad.
Oh, I mean, it's thin. Holy shit. Holy shit. I got a big forehead, huh?
I mean, you're just gonna have
Yeah, we can go shorter, right?
yeah.
Let's go shorter.
Shave your head.
I don't know if I want to go. I feel like I should, though. What do you think? I think we should go shorter. All right, let's do it. Jesus. Damn, I'm kind of actually liking it. I'm warming up to it a little bit.
Yeah, I think it looks good.
I think I should go full.
That's the best way for it to get even. That's
Because, like, I'm realizing I like the shape of my head, and now I'm realizing that if I rock any hair whatsoever, then it's still kind of like, you still just see where it is weak, you know? We're going Professor X?
yeah.
Honestly? I feel like we should just go with this guy.
Okay.
Just do this. What do you think?
I'll try it.
You think so? Not bad, right? Let me just get a closer look here. Wow. Come full circle, the day I was born. Incredible. All right, so we've reached the halfway point. We got down to about next to nothing, but I think it looks good enough to go for nothing. So that's what we're doing. Next step. Let's go. Cheers. Holy shit, man. Should I really go full on? I really should, huh? Go big or go home. Oh, man. Okay. Oh, wow. Honestly, I don't mind it that much.
That's good.
I really don't think I do. I really think that I'd like to go totally clean, and I'm gonna do that as soon as I can. Accessorize, accessorize, accessorize. Gotta get some chains, get an earring, some faux glasses.
Oh, look at Mr. T.
Okay, let's see. Well, it's definitely shaved. Pretty fine. Could be better, but that's not so bad. Wow, it's a big change. There it is. That's the last of it. Thanks for all your help. Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah, you must be blinded by the lights. We came to shine here. Watch it look daytime in the night. We bring the vibes here.